Hello everyone, welcome to Video Gaming Over 40. I'm your host VGO, and today we're looking at a very high quality, relatively nicely priced ARPG called Viking Wolves of Midgard. I picked this game up at GameStop today for around $8. You can find it on Steam for I think around $12, and that comes with all the DLCs. It's another great time waster, time killer. You're basically playing a Viking game loosely based on the Viking sagas. You're not going to see a lot of historical content. We're not going to be fighting Alfred. We're not going to be going around raiding monasteries. But what you're going to get is you're going to get a fun, heavy metal version of the Viking, the Dane, the Scandinavian tribes, and you're going to get a lot of interesting mythology. So I'm going to show you some of the features in the game now. You can start off basic character creation. You can choose a warrior or a shield maiden. The game allows you to choose your deity, whether it be Thor, Loki, Odin, Skathi, and basically whatever deity you choose will kind of start off with your starting skills. Your starting skills will be whether or not you take a two-handed weapon, sword and shield. I will give you a quick look now. So there's Olsen there. So there's your gift tree. I chose Thor as my starting deity, and as you can see, as you unlock different skills, you become more and more powerful with a two-handed weapon. If you choose Odin, Odin is a he likes the staff. So that's another two-handed weapon. So you're going to get a penalty if you go ahead and use a sword and shield. Tyr, that's the sword and shield, the one-armed god. Loki is a dual-wielding type of guy. So if you want to have two axes or two swords, that's where you go. And Skathi, who's got the bow. The level up mechanic is also very interesting. So what you do is you come over here and you sacrifice blood to the altar. And this allows you to level up. Now you get 1 point that you can level up. Let's level up our health here. And then once you do that, you can jump in here to your gifts, and now we can open up another skill. So there you go. You have your craftsman that you pick up things from, your blacksmith. It really goes a lot into leveling up the equipment that you get, the gear that you get. It's not like a heavy looter like other games like Diablo are, because there you're constantly getting more and more better and better loot. Here it really wants you to collect resources in the game and craft better and better loot at the craftsman, which I find just fine. You know, I don't mind powering up my skills a little bit at a time. The game uses this very interesting mechanic where you take environmental damage if you don't watch yourself. So for example, when we go out into the snow, if the snow is heavy, not only does it slow your character down, but it'll also start to freeze you. And if your frozen meter gets all the way up, you'll start taking considerable amounts of damage. So you gotta watch that. You gotta make sure you're staying by fires, keeping warm. You can also build up your resistance to it. It's just something else to fret about while you're in the middle of a battle, which I kind of like. It also makes you take things in chunks. Don't get too far away from a fire because you're trying to be greedy, or you might
The old chieftain thought it best to leave a frost spirit for the summer months. Now, With the food stores destroyed, desperate action is required.
Alright, so if you notice there's a little blue bar right underneath my red health bar that is slowly starting to go up while I'm in the snow. That's telling me that I'm getting exposure to the cold, and it's causing me to slow down and take damage. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I get to a flame of some type to warm up. So bring you right on over here, collect this, and then when you sit by a fire, it goes down. Neat little mechanic. You can roll, you can dodge, you unlock different attacks, different skills. It's quite fun. It's very nice. So I took a lot of frost there because I was fighting that totem. Now, the more totems you destroy in a zone, the easier it gets for you to go back to that zone later on. And I'll come right by this fire, and there, as you can see, that thing just drops real quick. The most annoying thing in the game so far has been those birds. We got little boar riders over here, boar riding goblins. And remember, in Viking mythos, goblins, elves, brownies, all those things were quite common in their lore and in their mythos. So you might be like, why are you fighting all these goblins? Well, that's what they thought was out there in the snows. Let's get back over here by this fire, warm up a little, heal up a little. So the way you collect healing potions or healing powers, I guess, is by these things. They not only do they heal you immediately, but they also give you more potions to take. Now these little things here, while you're playing through the game, you can come to these shrines and actually level up mid-zone, which is helpful because most of the zones you go to when you start, you're not strong enough to beat the final boss. I'll be showing you in a couple Let's Plays how difficult some of the bosses can be. And I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But, so, bottom line with the game, you can't beat the price. You can't beat the price. If you guys are in between AAA titles, if you guys are looking for something that, you know, will feed that itch of Diablo, this is another game for you, and I would give it a try. You're not going to be disappointed. Oh, I'm going to be disappointed if that direwolf kills me though. Alright, and the last thing I want to show you guys is the rage meter. Let me find some enemies for you to check out. So, when you build up that rage meter on the left-hand side of the screen, the bottom left, you can go ahead and pop this attack, and I'm not going to waste it on these birds, because these birds suck. Maybe I can find a good frost dry to pop it up on. Alright, this is good enough. So there you go. You get that final little kill cam thing, which is always a nice touch in games. Somebody really needs to hire a forester for all these wolves out here. Alright everyone, hope you enjoyed this quick little review of Viking Wolves of Midgard. I really hope you guys stay with me for the Let's Plays, and if not, I hope you guys go out and pick up a copy for yourself, whether it be on the Xbox Store or on a GameStop, which I would say support your local GameStop, because who knows how long those guys are going to be around. I don't get sponsored by anything. I just like to bring games that people might not be aware of, might not have gotten as much attention as it should, and hopefully get these small independent game producers out there and you know, get more of these games coming to Xbox One. And I hope to see you guys.